encephalopathy.com, your best friend's guide. And today I wanted to touch on the topic of depression. And I know everybody talks about their feelings, and I see it a lot in the forums, and I see it a lot on Facebook, and I hear a lot of emails, and I get a lot of messages about people who are battling depression. And it may come across to some people like, oh, Karen never has problems, she's just always chipper. And it's not that way. I think depression and all of our feelings are just normal. Matter of fact, so I made some, I made these little sticky notes, and I kind of hung them up on the wall and took a picture. But I think depression can take a lot of different forms. And what I do is I look at the framework for, this is just one way of approaching it. I kind of look at the framework for depression. So sometimes whenever we're depressed, we're sad. And so I'm feeling a loss. And sometimes we feel the loss of a loved one or the loss of our health. Maybe there was a financial loss. Maybe there was a loss of a trust, and someone that you really cared for has betrayed you. All of those things can bring about sadness. And the sadness could be the root of your depression. Maybe you're scared. There's something about this I don't understand. Sometimes if we just look at that vague feeling of depression, I'm just not feeling right. Maybe the root of that could be you're frightened. Maybe there's something about it that you just don't understand. I don't understand how I'm going to make my finances work. I don't understand how that relationship went wrong. I don't understand how I could end up with this diagnosis. I don't understand why my doctor wasn't clear with me. And when we look at and just say, I was afraid, then we're able to get deeper in the problem, and we'll talk more about that. Another thing is maybe you're embarrassed. Have you ever looked at a vague sense of depression? You know, it's just like vaguely depressed, vaguely out of sorts. Maybe you're embarrassed. I can see I didn't meet some expectation. Like, for example, like if you're driving in the car with your loved one. I'll use a recent example in my life. So I was just kind of feeling sad. I was driving in the car and I was just kind of feeling sad. And my husband and I had just left somewhere. I don't remember what we were doing. That's how unimportant it was. But I was just kind of feeling out of sorts. And then I said, hey, I remember what it was now. I said, hey, that conversation that I had with her, I said, did that make you uncomfortable? And because my girlfriend and I were talking about some kind of personal things, and the guys were nearby having a different conversation. And he said, no, not at all. Why? And I went, well, I was kind of embarrassed. I thought maybe I'd embarrassed you. And he said, no. I was feeling a little depressed because I thought I hadn't met an expectation that he had. And turns out it was nothing, which most of the time those little things that we hold inside are. Refer to my YouTube on journaling. Sometimes if we just write this stuff out, then we can have that conversation or replay what happened. But another one that might cause depression is anger. I want to control something and I can't. Lord have mercy. So many times we want to have control. I don't like that out of control feeling. I don't like to feel like I can't fix something or that I can't get a grasp on it. I don't like it when someone takes control away from me of something that I felt like I needed to be responsible for. Sometimes we have to have shared responsibilities, like partnering with our doctor is a good case of shared responsibility. Sometimes I get anger if I feel like that my words aren't being understood by my doctor. So you might look at your depression and just say, maybe I'm really angry. Maybe I want to control something in my life and I can't do it. Each of those would make a YouTube in themselves. And here's the final one though. I'm really mad. Things didn't work out like I'd planned. And sometimes that depression that we're feeling is anger that's turned inwards on ourselves. We're just mad. It didn't turn out like I'd planned for it to. I made plans, I had expectations, and now I'm sad and I'm feeling a sense of loss. All these things tie together, and they can all create that vague sense of depression. And as we know, depression will kind of spiral inward on us if we're not careful. If you feel depressed and then you decide not to talk about it, because if last time I did, I was so angry, I made a fool of myself, or I'm scared that I'm gonna make a fool of myself, or I'm embarrassed that I'm even depressed. If you've got any of these things going on, maybe you're feeling that sad sense of loss. And if I put it into words, I'm gonna start crying. That's especially hard for guys. And we have to be real careful with our guys, ladies. And you men, You need to be able to find someone you can trust and be honest, someone who can manage to love you in spite of all your strong emotions. But what can happen is it'll fold inward on us, and we'll feel that we're alienated from others, and it'll create an isolation. And we look up and we're alone, and we're trying to face these problems, and we're trying to, scour around in our mind. We try to say something positive. We try to write something in a journal, and you can tell I live right by a busy street. I think school's getting out, and so cars are driving by. I'm sorry for the traffic noise, but we can end up with some negative self-talk going on in our heads because we've spiraled into a depression. And so I just encourage you to try to identify your emotions. Try to do that journaling thing and write them out. And hey, just message me if you're having any problems with that, or get on the YouTube. Let me know. I'll make another topic about it if it would help you. Today's card that I drew just before this video is called Getting Calm. I thought that was appropriate. So today I will stop searching for happiness outside myself. If I'm in a frenzied state, I'll get calm, I'll get back on track, and remember that the key to happiness is inside of me. Often after I've become peaceful and accepting, what I want comes to me with ease. So being peaceful and accepting, knowing that our happiness comes from within us, not expecting someone else to understand our sadness or our fear, our anger, our embarrassment, the things that are making us depressed. That's not someone else's responsibility. That's inside of us. And another tip, it's not something that you can cure by getting something from outside of you. A relationship or a trinket is not going to be your cure. Just look within and calm yourself. Getting calm within is always a great tip. Be sure and like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos. I love you guys, and I am your best friend.